We live in amazing times right now, and I think it's been pretty amazing for a while for any creator out there of any skill level. But I do hear a lot of the regular reasons of why we're not creating. You know, it could be, I don't have the right camera, I'm not good enough, I don't look good, I don't like the way I sound, I don't know what to say on camera. I get it, because I suffer from this stuff daily. And I suffer from ADHD. I don't say I suffer too much, but I'm learning to use it to my advantage. But I want you guys to know that it's all in here, right? It's all in here in your head, that you have the ability to go out and make something awesome with the tools that you have. And I'm going to prove that to you. So using my iPhone and just a few apps and a couple accessories, I'm going to go spend a little time here in downtown Austin shooting and making something awesome. Let me show you what I got. I have an iPhone XS Max right here, right? And I have this attachment here called the Glyph to attach to my Adobe tripod, which I will try to angle it up here. It's the smaller one. And then the other thing I'm going to be using, and this is kind of my experimental ace in the hole, these Sennheiser Ambeo headphones. I've actually owned these headphones for over a year. I've not really used them too much, but that's what I'm going to use just for the gear, and I will keep track of time with my watch. And let me turn the camera around so I can talk about the apps. I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere Rush for capturing video and editing video, and any photos I take, I'm going to take on Lightroom on the phone, of course. And I may do some titles or some additional graphics in Adobe Spark Post. I love these apps, they're really cool. I will say of the three, let me fix that. I will say of the three apps, the one I struggled with more than any, I've not really struggled with Lightroom, and I've not struggled with Spark, but I have with Rush, and that's because I misunderstood Rush. See, the thing is, there's Rush on the phone, on the tablet, and then there's Rush on the desktop. They're a little different. They do promise kind of the same stuff, but they don't quite work as well as what they were supposed to be, how they were supposed to be working, at least in my experience. And that is mainly because if I shoot with like a Micro Four Thirds camera or any other external camera, and I try loading the footage on to Rush, even on my iPhone XS Max, which is a pretty powerful device, I get all sorts of bugs. I get errors with music, I get errors with sound, synchronizing errors. It's really tough. But if I shoot with the built-in camera app that's built into Rush, it works out really good. It may not be the best quality, but it works out really, really well. Conversely, on the desktop, I can use any kind of media I throw at it as long as I basically create it and finish it on the desktop. So that's pretty cool. And I know it's taken me like a year to understand this, and it's been very frustrating because I see the future for Adobe Rush, and it's bright and it's amazing, and I'm super excited to be using this app and finally starting to understand it. But the other thing too is I have these hangups about, well, it's got to be sharp, and it's got to look like this, and it's got to depth of field. And you know, I suffer from that too, guys. But the reality is, it's not necessarily about how good it looks, because this looks good enough. It's about the content of what you're creating, so the message and what you're creating. And then, of course, more important than the visuals, in my opinion, is the audio. And I will say that Adobe Rush puts a lot of tools that are really good, really, really good for audio, like echo reduction, which is amazing to get that in a mobile app, or in any app for that matter. Noise reduction that really works well, and auto volume and auto ducking. These things make life so much easier. So I'm pretty stoked to get going. So let me pay for my parking before I get a ticket here. I'm in downtown Austin at the Capitol, and we're gonna go shoot some rad stuff. The Sennheiser Ambeo smart headset. I'm gonna be wearing these for some of the shots here, probably actually for a good amount of the shots. What it is when you wear them, there's a microphone in each ear. And because you get a microphone spaced apart for your ears, and it records in that type of stereo pickup pattern, it gives a 3D audio sound, and it works directly in with your iPhone. You don't have to do anything. It's just freaking amazing. So get ready to put these guys on, or to put your headphones on. I'm putting these on. Marking time. Not plugged in yet. I just want you to get a sound, an idea of what things sound like. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm not sure how good the Ambeo is going to work for voiceovers, because the mics are here and I'm talking here. So I guess we'll just kind of figure this out together. I do want to point out that I am walking while I'm recording without a gimbal. It's really not that bad. I could maybe be a little bit smoother with my walking, but that's not the point. The point is to create something cool and get some content out as quickly as possible, because that's really the name of the game today. Is not necessarily the quality of the content, but how quickly can you put out content that's on message. And that message is whatever you choose it to be. It could be, in my case, photo, video creation. It could be all sorts of stuff, yoga, whatever you want it to do. How's it going? But that message, that's for you, and that's for you to be consistent with. I'm going to shut up now because I want to get some cool shots around here. I want to get a snap of this, so I'm going to switch over to Lightroom and shoot a few photos with my iPhone in RAW, and I'll be right back. So what I'm doing right now is I'm shooting raw HDR. It's 3 raw files. It goes up to the cloud, it gets aligned, it gets encapsulated into one DNG, so you can expand your dynamic range. So you can see what this looks like right here. And then if we exit, hey, who's that guy? If we exit to Lightroom, you can see here that you got 4 photos processing, and as soon as they process, they'll come down from the cloud. They'll save here in your library, and you can get to work on them. Here comes one, and we can see here, if you go to info, that it says that it's an HDR DNG. Now check this out. We go to edit. You can see there's a lot more dynamic range in the image than what we had captured. Look at this, and it does all this initial exposure work for you. So at this point, all I got to do is add on a profile. I'm going to use Dynapack, even though I made them for Micro Four Thirds. They actually work pretty darn good for iPhone as well. It looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to bump up the color a bit. And I'm going to darken it some. It's probably not too different from what it was. And there it is. Let's get back to shooting some video. let's go into Capitol because I gotta use the bathroom, but also it's pretty rad if you've not seen the inside of the Texas Capitol. And I'm guessing you're probably hearing a lot of the lawn work, which is a lot of it's coming from that direction. I had the exposure locked. That was my bad. I just touched the mic. Keep forgetting. I keep forgetting. I just, yeah. Wow. Here we go. I see a good photo op. Hold on. That's really cool. There's something really cool down here. I'm gonna shoot. It's kind of noisy in here. I'm gonna get it. Let me turn this around. I think would be cool for contrast is to show what's being worked on down there, plus this up here, and I'm leaning the Gorilla Pod against my chest for a little extra stability. I'm going to shoot an HDR and non-HDR. Things got a little strange with the iPhone because it was processing photos and recording the screen cap and the cloud and the whole bit, so I had to stop the screen cap and get the shot separately. But I see something I want to show you. You see that reflection? The light beams? They're coming from there. Let's see if we can get some cool light effects. Let's see. Maybe let me try some still photos. try this. See if I can turn my grid on. There we go. All right, I need to get this shot here. Sun's popping out. Oh, it's tricky. That looks pretty dope. Look at that. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Here it comes. Okay, now you're seeing the camera app. I have the, there we go, the exposure locked. I kind of want to pan and get that lens flare. I think it's pretty cool. It's also pretty noisy in here too. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I've been talking low because the headphones amplify the natural audio, and it sounds kind of strange, and also trying to be respectful in here. It's cool enough that I can come in here and shoot photos and video and stuff, which, by the way, not a word to use in a place like this, or capture. Making video, making photos, I think is what works. I am less than half my battery already, and I started with a full charge. So this stuff really taps out your battery. I carry one of those big power banks that I'll show in the future video. And when we're done here, I'm gonna go charge it up. Let's shoot some more. Let's make some more video. Children, your names and portraits can be here. And I also see light. Follow the light. Follow the light. It is coming from somewhere up there. It looks like those. Let's go see what we could do. There it is. There. Not a lot, but I will take a photo because it's pretty cool. Sweaty hands at this point. Sweaty hands. You can actually take photos, still photos, within the camera app in Rush. I just figured this out. I'm sure they're JPEG, but it'd be rad if they're raw. And then I shoot over to Lightroom and then loop back. Possible, Adobe, possible? I hope so. Let me screen cap and show you. See, they have the record button on the right, but then a camera button. So you can get it, I can do a selfie with my face because I'm a little, okay, try to stay cool. Oh, that's video, hold up. Oh yeah, I'm getting, you can see the counter in the bottom right. All right, cool. It's been an hour. Got a lot of cool stuff. I'm actually getting kind of thirsty, and I would like some food, and I would like some fresh air. So I am going to just take the stairs down and go do some editing because I want to see. No, hold up. This is too cool. This is what you call ADHD. I got it. But I think even if you didn't get it, you would want to see what I see. It's so cool, right? It's cool. It's cool. You can get in here too when they're actually debating and whatnot. It's pretty rad to see law in action. Or should I say, it's pretty cool to see Law and Order. Down. Whoa. This is awesome. It's awesomer than awesome. Whatever that would be. Wow. Incredible. Look at the ceiling. How's it going?
Hey, doing good.
So cool. I feel like I have to be quiet in here even though no one's in here. But this is a really beautiful place. Really, really beautiful. Let's see how close we can get to the chairs down there. Looks pretty amazing to me. I bet back in the day there was drinking and smoking in here too. Oh, you can go down there too. It's much better up here. I don't think it's as cool from this side. And I can't shoot down because this is here. I kind of forgot what I was doing. I think I was going to go get some water because my mouth is dry and I want to get some lunch and edit. Gotta edit. Gotta keep on track. It's 11:13, so a little more than an hour. Yeah, a little more than an hour. I've been shooting, making video and photos, and what's cool about doing this within the camera app built into Rush is that it drops it right into the timeline. It's super rad. So basically, so it drops it into the timeline. It's already stabilized, the exposure set. And what's cool about that is a huge amount of your work is already done for your edit. And I like that. And then it also enhance the audio for you automatically. And I like that too. So I'm going to keep going down the stairs. So there's some things that, as I'm using this workflow with Rush, and I see another shot. Kind of didn't quite get the shot I wanted, but I think I got something kind of cool. Yes, workflow. So the thing is, this workflow is great because you can shoot and it drops it right into the timeline as you go. And believe me, folks, we're just at the beginning. This is only going to get better and better and better and better. And a lot of us, when we're creating content, we don't necessarily need to have these amazing, perfect shots and amazing B-roll and all that. That's great if you can, but if you need to get things in a hurry or if you're in a rush, then you should use rush. I mean, it really all depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what your vision is. And I don't mean that visually, but when I say vision, I mean your message, your voice. What do you want to say with what you're doing? I'm here to with these vlogs, how's it going, to inspire people and to get them excited about creating with anything. So I'm drinking some water and I'm gonna go find a place to finish this up. It's 11:26. I'm still here at the Capitol grounds. You know, you see cool stuff. You're gonna shoot it. There's a fountain over, I don't know, over there somewhere, and I did 3 shots of it with video and then some stills in Lightroom. The video didn't transfer over into the timeline, but it did capture it. And that's what's interesting is it captured it. You could tell because it went saved to the camera roll, and I like that because it's kind of a backup if you don't want to rely on having to upload to the cloud. I usually don't do that. I do all the work locally, and then I'll upload when it makes sense. I'm always tapping out my storage. I'm at a terabyte because I have 50,000 photos. And sorry, I keep seeing stuff I want to photograph. I like 40 or 50,000 photos plus a ton of video in Lightroom. But some reason it didn't, when I got done shooting the 3 videos, it didn't throw those in along with the other 20 or so video clips that I captured. Not a big deal because when I went to my camera roll, actually they weren't there at first and I was like, oh my God, and then they popped right up. So I'm just gonna add them in right after this and you can see it. It's kind of a fountain with some birds and some water. I think it'd be kind of cool for 3D sound. Okay, I promise we're now leaving. I'm walking through the gate. We're going to get some urban audio as I get closer to some form of coffee shop because I'm thirsty and hungry and the whole bit. Maybe tacos, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna get loud, so I got these on. It picks up everything. It's pretty dope. But I wanted to finish up here with that. It's got the 20% battery warning, so I definitely got to stop. I haven't even made it to get coffee. You know, no worries, man. I want to give you some thoughts that are in my head around the workflow, some other things I'm noticing. So with Lightroom, you can shoot RAW with the front camera. You can't shoot with the back, but you can't with any camera, really. The one thing I would love it to do is to allow me to use Apple Watch as a viewfinder, and it doesn't do that. So I use another app called Halide. I'll link to it in the description. It's great for that because when I want to make a poster frame, I got to shoot RAW because I want to be able to manipulate it and do what I want to do. So I'll shoot it at Halide, and then I'll bring it into Lightroom and do my work in there. The other thing too is, like, when using Rush with the still camera, I would like it to shoot RAW, and if possible, dump those into Lightroom, or launch Lightroom automatically and shoot RAW in there and then dump it back into Premiere Rush. Either or, it doesn't really matter to me. I just want to be able to get a complete workflow together and keep, I mean, you guys all work in the same company. I hope you guys come together and creative unity and love. But it's a pretty dope workflow so far. It does tap out your battery. It's going to tap out the data. I know I'm going to get into the throttle down zone, but whatever. I think it's cool for this kind of stuff, and I really like it. I've shot now almost an hour of video that you're watching if you made it this far, and I'm pretty stoked that I don't have to go home and edit a ton. I'm pretty much done with the video, because this type of video I want it to be just raw. It's why I'm calling this G-Raw, because I want it to be raw. I want you guys to see what I'm seeing and learn with me as I go, and know that you're capable of doing it, because I'm doing it with the minimum stuff in my bag. I got an OMD EM1 Mark II with a bunch of lenses, and I have a Panasonic Lumix G9 with a bunch of lenses, and a GM1, and I got an iPad Pro, and I got all this stuff. But you know, this is getting the job done for this particular purpose, which is to kind of provide an experience through still and video and audio, and then share with you guys in a way that's this raw and real. I'm going to be putting the photos, you've already seen them in the timeline, but I'm going to be putting the photos also on Instagram as well. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I definitely gotta wrap this up. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. I'm gonna do it anyways. So if you're creating with your smartphone, that's great. It's a bright future. It's not perfect, but what is? Everything's a compromise. You have to focus on your message. What are you trying to say? Who are you trying to motivate? And who are, I don't want to say customers, but you know, what's the end result? And the end result for me is to inspire and motivate you to get out and create and focus on a message, and not necessarily how sharp it is or the depth of field or anything like that. I may get some additional clips here of the city, but I have to charge my phone up because it is about dead. Let's do a time check, and I'm going to shut this down. thirsty.
Because she just doesn't have the time right now.
Sorry, I'm eating, 'cause I'm like hella hungry, and I just got back to the truck. Hold on. Dad shades. Oh look, no. It's just like that GIF, right? Dad shades. So let's do a quick time check, and then I got to scoot because my parking expired, and I just saw the meter person go by, and I don't want to get stuck with paying a fine because Roman's birthday is tomorrow, and I got to make sure he's taken care of. 12:56. Okay. I got a little more editing to do on this, but you know what? I'm pretty stoked. I can't believe how well it all came together. That's the secret to Rush and to getting all this stuff done quickly, is using the built-in camera app, taking it easy and just kind of having fun and shooting right into the timeline and just going for it. That was a ton of fun. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Capitol building and the tips I gave you along the way. It was a lot of fun for me. I'm definitely doing more of these because I did a whole lot of other things when I sat down to eat. I made a poster frame with Spark Post and Lightroom, and so this poster frame you see, that's all done with it. I gotta go because I got like 6 more videos to shoot before we go on vacation on Friday and have them done. And this is exactly how I'm gonna do it, just not as long. Peace.